Hello, everyone. It's Barb Teckle. I hope you are doing well. I am here to share some wisdom from the animals for the month of February. But before I do that, I just wanted to ask you, how did your month of January go? I don't know if you remember that our animal for the month was sloth. And sloth was all about giving us the message that there was no need to be in a hurry for the month of January, to just ease into the month, not to force anything. Also, sloth is all about, they digest their food very, very slowly. So perhaps there was a message in there for something that you had to digest slowly. So I'd really be curious to know how sloth played out for you in January. I know for me, I think we are so conditioned that when January hits, we have to just take off like a rocket and, start achieving those goals. And, after we're done with the holidays, sometimes January can actually feel like a somewhat of a down energy because, we're kind of ramped up with the holidays. But I have to say, I was so appreciative of having sloth in my mind, in my energy field, reminding me that there wasn't anything to be in a hurry about. And I'm working on a big project, as you know, of creating my own Animal Reflections Oracle deck. I've got the cards all made, and I'm now writing the messages. And I found myself feeling very overwhelmed by that because I have 52 messages I need to write. So I had to remind myself of sloth energy and sloth's message. Sloth's message was that I didn't need to force anything. I just needed to go at a slow pace, just allow things to come forward. And once I got into that mindset and, embodied that more, things are going much more smoothly and a lot easier. So I just had to share that with sloth. I haven't done that where I go back and look at, well, how was, that animal's energy in my life and how was it in yours? So I'd be curious to know if you feel like sharing, just leave a comment. That'd be great. So let's go on to the energy for February. So I'm going to pull again a card that will be our theme for the month, and then I will pull an animal that's going to be our guide. And today I'm going to pull for our theme. Oh, I had that deck right in my hands. I will always put the name of the cards in the description. So in case you forget, these are the Oracle. Let me grab the deck here. Oracle of the Seven Energies by Colette Baron-Reid. And then I'm going to pull the animals from Dr. Stephen Farmer's deck called Messages from Your Animal Spirit Guides. The reason I felt called to this deck today is something else I wanted to share with you, is a book that I just finished, his newest book that came out called Animals, Personal Tales of Encounters with Spirit Animals. And there are a variety of different people who submitted stories for this book on connections that they've had with the animal world. And I left a review on Amazon if you want to check it out. But I just love this book. I loved hearing all the different stories. Some were funny, some were really deep. Many I could relate to. I definitely had my own experiences with animals who have changed me, shaped me in some way that I'm so grateful for. So I enjoyed every moment of reading this book, and why I felt called to use one of Dr. Farmer's decks today for our reading. So just wanted to share that book. You might want to check it out. It's really a great read. Okay, so let's pull for the month of February, from the Oracle of the Seven Energies. This is going to be our theme for the month of February. So when I say it's going to be our theme, it's really just inviting you to look at, whatever the message is here, whatever the theme is, just to take a look at where in your life maybe this is playing out, or maybe it's something you want to invite into your life, or maybe it's going to show up sometime in February. And you're going to be reminded, oh yeah, that's the theme. What do I need to look at here? How can that help me for this month? So here we go. I'm hearing the number 6. So I am going to count down to 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oh, wow. Love this message. It is broken open. Wow. Broken open. Okay. On a collective level, I really see this as so many people are waking up to things that perhaps they didn't see before. And this absolutely individually in your own life. And we all know where those things are. Those are things that we often try to keep hidden. But February is the month to allow those situations, those feelings, those emotions, those challenges, perhaps a challenging situation, allow that to start coming to the surface and allow yourself to feel your way through those emotions. Don't deny those emotions. They're wanting to come to the surface. And I love the image of this woman sitting on it. It looks to me like a lotus flower. And it's really just being gentle with yourself, having compassion with yourself, allowing those things that which have caused you emotional pain or have caused you struggle to just be really gentle with yourself. And again, compassionate with yourself and love yourself unconditionally through this, as perhaps you allow what needs to come to the surface that you've kept buried for whatever reason. This is the time now to just be with that. Just acknowledge it. See it for what it is. And I can't help but hearing in my head the inner child, because so much of my work is about the inner work. It's about looking at all the different aspects of ourself. So what part of yourself have you been denying looking at? And now it's time to allow that to come up for healing. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. This is what sets you free, is allowing those emotions to come to the surface and just recognizing them and how they played a part in your life and how in many ways it was a gift to help make you who you are. Oh, I love this. And I love the sparkly stars in the background. And I just love that soft image. I look at that broken open can feel scary. Their first tendency might be to go in fear. But along with the soft image of that, there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear. Beautiful. I love that the card is 28 in numerology. If you add that up, it's 8 and 2, which is the number 1. And number 1 is all about beginnings. So what do you need to break open so you can start a new beginning? Wow, I think this is so good individually. And I think this on a collective level, this is so beautiful too. So let's see what animal is going to guide us. I'm just noticing too how the center of her chest is lit up, which is in association with the heart chakra. Just open that heart wide open. So many of us have kept our heart closed down for fear, of being judged or being hurt. But it's okay. It's okay to open our hearts. All right. I got to say one more thing, because I should stop looking at the card, because the more I look at the card, the more that comes to me. But perhaps this will be helpful for you too, because I'm thinking of the chakras when I notice the the light around the heart chakra. I don't know if you can see that there is a star around by the root chakra. And the root chakra is all about safety and security. And again, so that can feel scary when we're opening ourselves to things, past wounding perhaps we need to look at, but to remind yourself that you are safe and that you are loved, because that is the truth. One thing, I actually adopted this from a astrologer who goes out into the woods walking, or the forest walking, when she's feeling unstable. And I actually printed it out this year, and I have it on my desk. And there's been a couple of times lately where I I sometimes will wake up in the middle of the night and I'll feel afraid or I'll feel fear or my mind goes in a loop on, it goes off in all these directions of things that may never happen. So I remind myself of this because I really love this. I am safe, I am strong, I am sovereign, and I am free. So just felt called to share that with you too. Okay, now we're going to pick an animal card to go with broken open. What animal is going to guide us as we do this really, really important work? This is important for each of us, and this is so important for the whole world at large too. Because the more of us that do this work, forgive ourselves, have compassion for ourselves, the more we can extend that to others. And look at the ripple effect that will have on the world. All right, animal, which one is going to guide us? This is a big one. All right. It is polar bear. Oh, this is beautiful. This goes perfectly with broken open. Oh, let me show you the card, polar bear. I love the blues and greens. These colors in this deck are so soft. Look at this. Just beautiful. I really love how I'm first going to say this. I love how the polar bear's head is actually tilted up to the sky, which I am feeling called to say is a reminder that we aren't doing this work alone, that it's important to stay connected to that higher power that we believe in, whatever that is for you. But remember to stay connected to that. So the message on the card says, stand up for yourself and speak your truth respectively and compassionately with no attachment to outcome. I think that's really important. I really love that message because so often when we share our truth, if we haven't healed what we need to heal within ourselves first, we're sometimes sharing our truth so others will climb aboard with us. But the reality is we have to first heal what we need to heal. And then how do I explain this? I know I've had this own experience in my life now too, where I can say what I think without others having to come on board with me. But how important it is for me to speak my own truth, because that's important to me, to say how I feel about things. And I've had a few situations, the last couple of months where, I did that. I shared how I felt and had to really make sure that I was stable and grounded to not be attached to the outcome, to know it may not go the way I was hoping it would go, but that it was important for me to say what I needed to say. So, wow. I mean, I think this goes so perfectly hand in hand because, when we do look at those things within ourselves that are sometimes painful to look at and we feel fear around that, it can feel very scary. And let me look at this. What else? I have to just stop and think here a little bit. I'm looking closer now at the polar bear card and I'm seeing more. I did not see this. It looks to me like a small little bird. Like the polar bear is actually looking at a bird. It looks like a little chickadee bird to me. And again, birds are symbolic of, going between the spiritual realm and the earth realm. And that, we can go between those two. We can't just always be in the spiritual realm and we can't always be in the earth realm. It's about balancing the two. That's how we live in harmony within ourselves. And thinking about the polar bear also in relation to this message of broken open, or this theme of broken open. And you think about the polar bear living on the ice and living in the frozen world where it's so frigidly cold sometimes. What's frozen within you? What do you need to let melt and let, gently come to the surface? I feel like there's more there, but maybe this is a good time to stop and just let you ponder and what the message is specifically for you, what you need to look at. And yeah, I'm just going to read the message again. Stand up for yourself and speak truth respectfully and compassionately with no attachment to the outcome. So that is I just feel like there's more there. I feel like, but it's not coming to me right now. So perhaps I'll upload the video. If more comes to me, I'll put it in, I'll write it in the description below. But I just feel like this is such a potent, powerful message for the month of February. It really needs time to simmer for each of us, and that we just need to be with it. And maybe taking a little bit of that sloth energy into February and not forcing anything, but just digesting what this message really is about for you individually, as well as I'm going to be thinking about this for myself too. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you have a beautiful February. And yeah, I will look forward to connecting with you again in March. All right, take good care, everyone. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.